What do I think of TMG for high blood pressure? It doesn't work for everybody. There's roughly about 30% of the population this could actually help. TMG, what it does, it just helps your homocysteine levels to be methylated correctly into methionine. That's all it does. So if you do have that gene mutation, it does help, but it's not going to help dramatically. That's one of the issues. That's one of the factors only. What do you think about fruit only in the morning and protein and eggs and vegetables for dinner? I'd rather have it the opposite, John. I'd rather have your fruits at night and have the high fat and protein in the morning instead. Because your body will utilize the sugars at night, which is the insulin spike, more than in the morning. And it allows the body to actually go into deep sleep way better that way for recovery. And that's how we're able to actually maintain a low HbA1c level as well. So high protein, high fat morning, high sugar. Well, then you can have your simple carbohydrates, fruits in the evening for dinner. What to use to raise iron in the body? Eat steaks, and when you eat your steak or you cook in a iron skillet, make sure you take vitamin C. Vitamin C will increase the absorption of iron. How many milligrams of ionic chloride for dog with heart murmur? Dog is 16 pounds. 16 pounds. So I would go 10 drops of magnesium 3 times a day, at least 4 hours apart. If you've noticed there's a soft stool effect on the dog, then definitely reduce the amount, but at least 10 drops. And I would add at least 1,000 milligrams of taurine as well too. Guys, Duke, off the deck. Duke's friend is here. I went and picked them up when I went to town, and they're playing. I don't want them to play on the deck because they fell. They both fell yesterday off the deck. They end up almost hurting themselves. Marek, how are you? I hope you're good. Yeah, it's not bad here. We got some rain last night and this morning, so the fire is actually a little bit better. We can actually see the mountain. Poland, thanks so much for the hat. Cheers. Do you know how much protein one should take every day? At least 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight. Some comments are being blocked, guys. So whoever is asking me a question, try to kind of reword it again. So yeah, we got some rain. The fire is down, but one of the lady that I buy eggs from, she was asked to come down to work for the fire. She works for the fire team, and so I went and picked up her dog so they can play with Duke a bit. Anything recommended for pancreatitis? You have to take digestive enzymes for a very long time. Hello, Maurice Stuff, aka John, Arizona, AZ. Hey, John, what's going on? How you been? Glutathione supplements for high blood pressure. No, glutathione is not going to help with blood pressure. It's going to help with your liver. Yum catering. Hey, Maurice, what's going on? Anita Maxwin, stop taking. Shh, be quiet. Stop talking. Stop taking. Stop taking what? Is it good to eat boiled eggs with pepper, with cayenne pepper? Yes, you could. Definitely, boiled eggs are good. Just don't overcook them. It should be fine. That's what I'm actually doing right now. I'm gonna have my first meal right now, a little bit early today. because I have a lot of work. So I'm having 3 boiled eggs. I'm having some goat cheese. It's been sitting outside for about 3 days, and I'm gonna have some. I'm just gonna cut up some steak here. Best supplement for high blood pressure. Download my ebook on how to reverse and cure high blood pressure, and I'll give you the list of the supplementation. There's no such thing as one supplement for high blood pressure. It's a deficiency that you have to fix. Had my checkup, they brought up Repatha again. I declined looking at berberine and ornisin. Don't just look at berberine or niacin. Take them both. Take them both. Stopped coffee 7 days ago. Better sleep and no more cramps. But had a bile like stool 2 days ago. Bile like stool? So that's usually coming from your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is actually flushing out whatever excess it had. So bile is usually stored in your gallbladder. And whenever you actually get off caffeine, green tea, sometimes cacao or cocoa butter, that tends to happen. But very small amount. I don't know how much, if you had a lot or not. But that's all it is. Nothing to be worried about. It's just bile being flushed out from the gallbladder. Do you color your beard? I do once in a while. Got it. I'll schedule a consultation with you. Sounds good stuff. We'll talk soon. My left hand fallen asleep and numb while I am sleeping at night. Have to shake it to wake it up. It's usually just a nerve. Usually it's a blood flow situation. Either add magnesium or take some cayenne for extra blood flow. Is it? How do I taper off? You have to actually book a time with me, and I can actually help you wean off the medication. Is it true black coffee is good for you? Black coffee is good. There's nothing wrong with black coffee. I drink, straight black, probably about 2, sometimes 3 cups a day. There's nothing wrong with coffee. It's just the way it's processed. That's where we end up having issue. So keep in mind what I'm saying about processed is the way it's being roasted. So the roast, if the roasting and the storage end up causing mold, then yes, it is a big issue. And that's why we end up having a lot of diuretic effects. Does smoking cause cancer? But I see many people never smoke in their life but die from cancer. So think of cancer as blood coagulation. If it's not coming from smoke, it's coming from EMF. If it's not coming from EMF, it's coming from the processing of the food. So there's a lot of things could cause cancer. The thing is, some bodies react different than others. So that's why I talk lots about grounding. So it actually breaks down that coagulation effect. Guys, I don't like them playing on the deck. You guys gonna fall. No playing on the deck. Nova and Duke. Does vitamin B3 help lower blood sugar levels? It doesn't help with the blood sugar levels, not a whole lot. What are blood tests that are best to identify soft plaque and small LDL particles? There is one, it's called LDL particle testing. It's called LDL particles. And there's another one called LPPLA2. That's for soft plaque, and MPO. They're both good to get because this way you can get the level of soft plaque. Book a time with me, and we can I can give you the full guide on how you can taper off correctly. Who's Nova? I haven't seen our lives for a while. Oh, I have a guest. There's Little Duke and there's Nova. They're actually visiting. Nova's visiting. So Duke was playing with. My triglycerides are 517. I don't know why. You're consuming way too much carbohydrates, and your body's storing it, and you're not actually utilizing it correctly, and that's the only reason that this is happening. Give me a second, guys. I just gotta slice this steak. I've got a piece of steak here. This is gonna be my first meal. I'm gonna slice it up. This is yak steak, so it's very, very lean. I do not know how to contact you. If you click on my, we're gonna have two of them. If you click on my website, on my picture profile, you can be able to access my website and go from there. If you don't see it, can you send me a direct message? I can send you the information. Yes, medium, ulnar nerve compromise. I can. Do you think my gut microbiome is resetting itself because I removed coffee? It does. Keep in mind, like coffee does contain good prebiotics as well too. So when you kind of get off, let's say, caffeine and specific polyphenols, the gut actually does almost like detoxify itself, for example. So, because keep in mind, when we do drink coffee or we drink anything that has or produces or activates the fast, we end up releasing bile. Same thing, we release lipase from the pancreas, we release bile as well from the gallbladder. So sometimes maybe a slight resets happens. Lion's mane for high blood pressure, no, it doesn't work. It does help relax, but it does not fix the issue. My bilirubin is elevated, but abdominal ultrasound is normal. I don't drink jaundice either. Overstimulated bilirubin means nothing. That means it could be too much fructose in the body and the consumption, that your liver is having a hard time with the conversion, and sometimes the bilirubin levels, they get overstimulated. It's nothing dangerous, it's just something you're consuming that's causing that. Can an extended fast heal median ulnar nerve in my arm? It's a possibility, you can try it. Hey, can you speak on how to use carbs nowadays? I looked through your channel and saw you years back talking about carbs. How often and why? So carbs, whenever your glycogen storage is reduced or is depleted, certain individuals will end up lacking of energy or strength, or especially if you do train. So what I do is I practice what is called a carb load. So instead of having carbohydrates on a daily basis, based on your energy level and based how much you require, you can do what is called a carb load once a week. Now, when you do the carb load once a week, that's all you're gonna be consuming. It's just carbs, not your first meal, only your last meal of the day. So let's say after 6 days of going with no carbohydrates, your 7th day will be your carb at night. And the only reason you need it at night, because that's how you can help your body recover and reboost your glycogen storage. And so what you do is, the amount of carbs you have to consume, they have to be anywhere between 2.5 to about 7 grams per 1 pound of body weight. So that's how much carb you require to actually fulfill your glycogen storage for at least another 6 days or so. I hope that kind of gives you an idea, especially if you're going on a low carb diet, ketogenic, or even carnivore diet. Cheers. Thank you so much for the glass, Bolin. Thank you for your time, Simon. Anytime. How long will it take your gut to reset after antibiotics? Usually average about 90 days, but you do have to actually be eating some pre and probiotics so you can actually replenish your bacteria. So you gotta be careful. Should you carb load even if diabetic type? Well, you know, if you even thought you're diabetic, you're type 2 diabetic, right? And what happens is, if you're going on a low carb diet or you're going on a carnivore diet, you're starting to become more insulin sensitive, right? So once you are insulin sensitive and your body can utilize your carbs correctly, then you can start doing carb loads. And it shouldn't be no issue. But keep in mind, you have to kind of hit that goal first. So if your goal to actually lose weight, if your goal to lose weight, then definitely that would be an awesome way of doing it. So then you can actually reintroduce some carbs once a week, so you can actually refuel your glycogen storage. So that would be like the best way of actually doing it. I wouldn't do it off the start. You have to actually go on 10 days with zero carbohydrates so you can actually reset correctly. Okay. Thank you for the funds as always. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the donation of $20. Really appreciate it. Haven't gotten your full name yet. I know I always see just your username. Thank you. Do you eat carbs once a week still? I still do it. Yes. I still do the carb. Like I go 6 days pure carnivore. So it'll be eggs and meat, and I'm just actually making my first meal right now. I'll show you guys. So eggs and meat every single day for 6 days a week, almost 7 days a week. On the seventh day, my last meal will end up being the carbohydrates, and the carbohydrates will be mostly the least anti-nutrient effect, which is to me is always been white rice. Yes, you can take berberine and cinnamon to control blood sugar. Berberine is very effective. You just make sure you cycle it because it does have some antibacterial effect. The 10 days no carbs, that means no carbs from vegetables too. I'm just talking strictly simple carbohydrates. I'm not talking about complex carbohydrates. I didn't say anything about unhealthy to eat carbohydrates. Keep that in mind, please. And I didn't say anything about that. So if you heard that from other channels and whatnot, that's different. I have not said anything not eating carbohydrates. It doesn't mean because I'm on a carnivore diet, I'm pushing everybody to actually follow the same diet as me. If you consume carbs or you're vegan or any type of diet or lifestyle you follow and you feel great and you feel optimized, I'm not stopping you, and no one should actually stop you. My LDL is 165. Yeah, what's wrong with that? LDL is good. Nothing to do with heart disease or anything, unless LDL is being optimized. Leopold, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Peter. Peter, nice to meet you. I hope you don't mind me calling you by Peter, if that's good with you. And I got your question the other day. I am in discussion with a doctor. I'm gonna send you some good information, and I think it might be maybe better than maybe. I'm not sure. Once I see some of the gathering information and the studies, it might be better than possibly Cavidix. Is eating animal fat like sheep fat or Wagyu beef? It is healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. 100% healthy. Hey Regal, how are you? 100% healthy. Saturated fats, there's nothing wrong with it, especially if you can get it from sheep, Wagyu, or even goat. It's a little bit has a better essential acid ratio compared to beef. I like it. Unfortunately, here in Canada, I cannot get enough of it. I can only get it once I go to the city and I go meet my farmer. But here off the grid and the location I'm at, I'm not able to actually get. So all I have is access to beef and a little bit of yak. So I'll show you guys what we're having. So we're gonna have some. So this is a steak of. So this is yak. I'm not gonna have it raw. I don't feel like eating raw this morning. And we'll have 3 eggs boiled and roughly about 4 ounces. This is goat cheese. It's been sitting in room temperature for about 36 hours now. So the longer it sits in room temperature, the more flavor you're gonna get from that cheese, guys. All good. What's up with your testing, this Kevin? Yeah, so I have 3 patients, and I'm doing the testing as well too on the Cavadix. We're just, I'm curious to see the effect of it, and curious to see the reversal. It depends how the company, the company says that there is some major reversal on the calcification. So definitely looking to do that, but I'm doing everything as testing. So we already had few people done a CAC score before, and we're gonna be doing a CAC score about 90 days after. So that CAC score will actually tell us whether the calcification is actually being reversed correctly or not. And we're gonna compare it against another product that Peter mentioned to me a couple of days ago. I'm gonna actually look into that as well with one of the doctors to actually see if I can actually test it out as well, and I can do a comparison between the two to see which one is more effective, which one actually has a better outcome, to actually start to reduce the, it's not about so much about stopping a progression. I would like to actually start to reduce or reverse. We can actually, by adjusting the diet and taking certain supplementation, we know for a fact we can stop progression, no problem. But the whole idea is to actually remove calcification, and that's what I'm aiming for. Do you eat raw dairy? If so, hard to find raw dairy. I cannot eat the raw dairy. The problem is because it hasn't been available in Canada for 17 years. It's been banned. I had to lower the Aussie to 5 drops because of very loose stool, and the future will increase. And right now, John, because you did stop the coffee, because you're not losing much magnesium as before, so you can definitely don't have to take as much anymore, because now your body is actually holding on to more magnesium. Guys, what, you want to come in here? I know you guys are smelling the food. Come in. Come in. Come in, but don't touch my food. Okay, you guys go out. Go play. See, this is what we have. I got 2 of them. Duke and his friend. Thank you, Poland. I really appreciate that. Sounds good, except the application. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that application of actually being enema. I wish they did like an IV instead. But it is what it is. The only reason they've done the enema is just it goes through your intestine a lot faster. It doesn't have to go through any digestive juices where we end up losing most of the product. And I know IV for a fact is a lot more precise at 100%, while enema, you might maybe lose, let's say, 5-10% of it, but at least it's better than taking as a capsule, because keep in mind, when you take anything in capsule, it has to go through the gut, and through the digestive juices, we end up losing a lot of it. And that's why I wish sometimes they would do everything in liposomal. And liposomal would be even nice to actually swallow. Don't even have to worry about it than to actually do the enema, because it's not a really good way of doing it, but it is what it is. I have another person, he's about 85% blocked artery, and I actually offered him the product to actually give it a shot, and he just does not like the idea of doing enema, so he's not gonna do it. And which is too bad, because if that product does work, whichever way you actually administer the medication or you administer that supplement, it should not really be a big issue, especially if we see like a massive reduction, right? So it's very, very important to kind of look into that, guys. But it is what it is. It is a personal preference. Maurice, should I avoid vegetables if I'm trying fix my gut because of the lectins? Some vegetables, yes. Some vegetables you could still consume. It shouldn't be an issue. Right? So it depends. Some people will actually react to it, some people don't. So don't just 100% ignore it. It's not so much about the lectins as well. It's sulfuric acid and anti-nutrients effect. For the enema we're talking, I did a video the other day on YouTube. I was talking about the Cavadix for arterial calcification removal. And that's the one I've been talking about. If anybody's interested in testing it out, I have 3 patients that are doing it right now. Let me know. I'll give you guys my discount, and you can get the 40%, 20% off. Is the other the same? The other one is not the same, Regal. The other one is gonna actually be capsule. It's gonna be a capsule intake. But keep in mind, both supplements are very, very expensive. Very expensive. They're not cheap. But if the outcome is good, and I think the outcome, if it is good, then this is gonna be like a groundbreaking. And I know there isn't a whole lot of testing behind it, but the testing is me and other patients are doing it to actually give you guys the proof, and the proof is gonna be in the CAC scores. I know some people don't like doing the CAC scanning because of the radiation and all that stuff, but still, no matter what, in the environment we live in, we all get in same amount of radiation, so it's not really a big issue. I'm one of the 91 that's in the study right now from Australia here in America. I am one of the 91. Oh, in regards to the Cavadix one? Give me a second, guys. How long you've been on it now? White Rhino. So this is what I cook the meat with. Sometimes if I don't have any sweat, I do use MCT oil. I started the month before I got picked for the study. Oh, that's awesome. Keep me updated. Let me know. Have you done any CAC scores or anything like that before and after? Because that's what we're doing right now. Crystal, how are you? Oh, my eggs are over freaking cooked. Shoot. That's not good. What? How you so ripped, man? Always like this. Oh, I'm like this all year long. Meat and eggs. And some cheese. I'm gonna have my first meal now. I'll show you guys what I'm eating. Is it bad to drink 600 milligrams? It's not whether it's bad. It's whether you're actually fulfilling the loss of the... I'm gonna give these guys some meat. You're fulfilling the loss of magnesium. Do they have enough water? I mean earlier in life. How you so ripped, man? Oh. You'll never, once you get to like a good shape, and you know your diet, you know your food, you know everything, and you know how to do it, you could always keep that shape all year long. And you've probably seen a lot of my latest, like a lot of my videos before. I've always been in about between 6.5% body fat. What do you think about the theanine and caffeine pills? So the L-theanine helps the body from getting too much of a jittery effect of the caffeine by helping allow your mind and your body to actually stay at ease and stay relaxed. My first CC score after my second heart attack was 3360. Oh wow, okay. I have been taking Nano back, okay, Endocalix Pro and Nato for over a year. CSK was 0, CIMT was good, so was my ABI 48 years male. That's pretty awesome. I'm not a huge fan of the Endocalix, unfortunately, just because it's been tested, but I'm curious about the Nano and the Narovina. I saw some of your videos years ago when you used elastic bands to work out. I still use the elastic bands. I still actually use the elastic bands still today. But keep in mind, like my diet is very strict. Like I only eat meat and eggs and cheese, and I do a carb load once a week. Does magnesium spray on back of neck help with headaches? It does, because it releases the tension. So your CAC score is still at 0, even even with or without the supplementation. I eat pasture raw eggs. Why you cook meat and eggs? I eat raw. I've been eating, let's say, so I've been on a carnivore diet for more than 10 plus years. 3 years through the carnivore, I started eating raw. So I've been eating raw for almost 8 years. But right now, for the past, I think year and a half, I'm eating only about 80% raw. Now the eggs here I get, they're not all pasture raised, so that's why I don't eat them raw. When I get them pasture raised, I do eat them raw. Same thing with the meat. It is grass fed, grass finished. I do eat it 100% raw. A salmon, anything I catch, I eat it raw as well too, but not everything. But a lot of this stuff does work, and it doesn't allow you to overeat, which is nice, and I like it. So it's all about the source. If the source is good, I will eat it 100% raw. If the source is not good, I don't I don't want to take the chance, and I don't trust it. Especially certain places, like right now, being here in this location, I don't know, I'm not familiar with a lot of the farmers out here. So it's very, very tough to actually just trust their product until I see their farm and make sure they are 100% legit, and they stand behind their product. It was 0 before I started taking those 3 supplements at their recommended dosage. No, that's good, Peter. And have you actually checked some of the biomarkers that I talk about last, which is mostly like LPPLA2, MPO, any of the other inflammatory factors? If all these are good, that means the supplementation is doing its job correctly. What country you live in? I'm in Canada right now. So this is what I'm having, guys, for my first meal. So we got about 1 pound of yak meat. This is very, very lean. We got 3 boiled eggs. For some reason, they got overcooked. Usually, I don't like them being that cooked. I like the yolk to stay nice and raw. And we got goat cheese. It's been sitting there for about 3 days, room temperature. So that's gonna be my first meal, guys. If you guys can see it, it's very simple, not that big. And usually, my second meal will be consuming again. But yeah, don't forget the Himalayan salt either. So I try to kind of keep it as clean as possible. And that's how I was, been able to maintain. And keep in mind, when I do the elastic bands for training, I do it till failure. I don't do like a 12 sets or 12 reps or 24 reps or whatever. I just continue doing it till pretty much I hit failure. Thank you. Is magnesium safe for everyone? It is safe for everyone. It's a mineral. It's a trace mineral found in our food, found in our salt. How do I get yak meat here in the USA? You'll have to actually look for a local farmer. I can't tell you for sure. It was 0 before I started those. I am going to have a full blood work done. I live in Texas, USA. I will be starting low carb on Monday. But how's your diet overall, Peter? Is it always been, like a healthy, normal? How come you're thinking of going low carb? Is there a reason? What is your thoughts on microplastic and you do the stuff to try to reduce it? Microplastic is everywhere. It's in our water, it's in our food, it's in the environment. It's pretty much everywhere. Are we going to be able to have enough time to get away from it? Maybe. It's even found in our arterial system. The problem is everything over the past, probably since the day we've been born, we've been utilizing plastic like crazy. Can we actually flush it out? Possibly. I take high levels of taurine and I take quite a bit of zeolite to see whether is that gonna actually work or do anything. Can't tell you for sure. It is on our organs, yes. What did you use seasoning with? Just salt, Himalayan salt. Red mint salt, that's all I use for seasoning. I don't use anything else. What is yak? Yak is very similar to beef. Yak originally started in Asian countries. But the yak meat, the only reason I like it because they're very picky. No matter what, they are grass-fed, grass-finished because they are very picky eaters. And the problem is, if the farmer tries to actually give them grains or corn, they won't actually eat it. So they're very, very picky, and that's the only reason I like them. Taurine is an amino acid. It's highly found in your heart, in your eyes, and your brain. The moment a person experiences a heart attack, they're actually super deficient in taurine and magnesium. Taurine as well is heavily used to detoxify the body, especially in the environment we live in. From all the toxins, all the moles, everything else. So taurine should actually be used quite a bit on a daily basis. Is the yak tender? No, it's not tender. It's a little bit tough because it contains zero fat. So that's why I try to kind of cut it very thin, and that's the only reason I eat it raw. Because once you cook it, you can actually, it gets very chewy, very tough. Hey bud, big difference between Celtic and Himalayan salt. Celtic salt contains 3 types of magnesium. That's why it holds that moisture, while Himalayan salt doesn't. That's the only difference. Yes, overall healthy. I only drink hot water or hot green tea. I ate pretty healthy. I just wanted to try it out for a few months to see what happens. No, that's good. You're doing a great job. You know, as long as you're eating healthy, you know, the whole idea is to make sure, and everybody wishes that, to have like zero calcification, right? Zero issue with their heart. That's the most important thing that we actually have to thrive for. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with trying the low carb diet with the little bit higher of the fat so you can actually stay satiated for longer, which is excellent. Sometimes your body will actually go through a switch, and when you go through that switch, sometimes you might get a little bit of headache, stomach pain, so many other things, just because the fluids are being actually unbalanced. But 100%, when you try it, let me know how it goes for you. I take NAC now, I have more energy, 100%. And acetylcysteine is going to help with the liver, which is really good to actually produce more energy. Are NGK Asian magnesium stearate and supplements bad? They are, but we don't get enough in it. It's very, very small amount. So the apple cider vinegar and sauerkraut, I like to take them with last meal of the day, or I would like to actually take the apple cider vinegar, if you need to, take it after a meal, so this way it increases the acidity, so therefore you can actually absorb better nutrients as well too. Best magnesium would be the ionic chloride. That's the most natural state. I do have it on my website as well. Magnesium ionic chloride, and it does have the other trace minerals to actually support it. L-cysteine. What's your thoughts on no fap? No fap? What do you mean fap? Or unless you're saying fat, maybe. Old people who smoked a lot back in their days, still they live longer than us. Yes, you know why? Because right now an average cigarette has 98 chemicals. Go back 40 years ago, 30 years ago, an average cigarette had no more than about two chemicals in it. And even if you actually get 100% more natural tobacco, most of the tobacco was mostly natural. They never had any issues. But now these days, if you freaking smoke, you're gonna end up getting a lot of chemicals in your body. 98. The latest research I did on cigarettes was almost like 2 months ago. 98 chemicals in smoking. So yeah, if you're gonna tell me you're gonna smoke weed or you're gonna have tobacco, I'll say, go for it 100%. I have nothing against smoking, as long as it's not no processed cigarettes like we have these days. Zinc is good for testosterone. There's a lot of other products. There's borax. There's a lot of things you can do. Can you take care as presented? You could, Joseph. If you want, let me know. Connect with me. We can talk about it. 100% you could. There's other products too that I can help you with as well too. What's your thoughts on no fat semen retention? I'm not sure how, what gonna, I don't know. I have to look into it. I never really looked into it much. Maria, you have to go on a low carb diet ASAP and increase your fat intake for the brain. Any solutions for leg strokes for someone on thin blood meds daily? Yeah, we have to do a little bit more testing to and we can have a specific protocol set up correctly. I don't smoke. Older people, I don't smoke, but drink sometimes. Now, keep in mind, anything you drink is going to actually turns into glucose or into fructose into the liver. Just depends how much alcohol you're having and whether it's causing an issue to your insulin or not. Your website is not working for me. Do not know how to contact you. Can you send me a direct message through TikTok? Have you taken any narcotics for brain? I have not, no. I just want you to know very much I appreciate you very, very much. I admire your knowledge. I love you. Thanks so much. Happy Rosie. Cheers to that. Thanks so much for the comment. I really appreciate that. Hello, Maurice. I have a nasty dry cough from 1 month and my son too. Take some N-acetyl L-cysteine, 2400 milligrams every 3 hours. And for your son, it's going to be half of that dose. Yeah, having eggs and meat and some cheese. The only thing that I've taken for the brain is just supplementation, nothing, outside of the ordinary. What is that, dear friend? So it's yak meat, it's like beef, eggs and cheese. What is L-cysteine? L-cysteine is an amino acid. It's good for your immunity and it's good for your lungs. I've been told long haul COVID, 24/7 anxiety for 2 years and dizziness. Yeah, get yourself some magnesium and get yourself some L-theanine. you'll be fine. Or you can connect with me. I can help you with that. I live in Romania, Europe. Cannot find that here. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be yak. It could be beef as well. Yak is beef. It's very, very similar, very textured. Just think of it as more of, if you've had elk or any wild meat. So it's going to be very, very similar. It has that sweetness, and you shouldn't really overcook it or cook it too much because you can actually, because it is a tough meat. Do you think dementia, Alzheimer can be avoided, or is it genetically embedded in the patients? It could be 100% avoided. Thank you for answering question. Sorry if semen retention question was inappropriate. It's not whether inappropriate or not. Probably better to, if you don't mind, if you could ask me that question on that video as a comment, and I can give you a better answer. Would be probably much appreciated that way. Guys, some comments are being blocked. Can a bloating in the gut and gut problems caused by the liver? If so, bloating is not so much that it's caused by the liver, it's caused by lack of enzymes coming from your pancreas. Marie, thank you so much for the comment. Highly recommend Maurice. He has been helping me in a few weeks. Lots of my pains are gone. I'm glad that everything is working awesome for you, Marie, and thanks so much for your feedback as always. What do I take for that when the pancreas to improve? You can take digestive enzymes. So this way you're using the exogenous digestive enzymes instead of using anything. So this way you kind of give your pancreas some time to actually heal. Many thanks for any advice you have given them. Heart, I realize that. Thank you so much for the comment. Give me a second. I'm just going to take my supplementation. This is my resveratrol. I take about a couple of grams a day, doing some testing right now. Hello, Maurice. Hope is all is well. Much needed rain here in Logan Lake. I hope things are going good in Logan Lake. I don't know how's the fires, if there's fires there or not. Here in New Denver is really, really bad, but we ended up having rain last night, and actually it cleared up the weather a bit. It's supposed to rain again, and we can actually see the mountain right now. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm just finishing eating my meal, and we can go outside and kind of show you guys how's the weather going. Can Parkinson disease be reversed or prevented from happening if it's genetic? It's never genetic. It's less than 1% being genetic. And even if it's genetic, is whether we actually activate that dirty gene or not. You look like a guy that enjoys olives. I do enjoy olives. Olives are my favorite. But I can't get any here. The only time I eat olives is when my mom makes them. I don't eat vegetables. The only vegetable I eat is cucumbers. Well, cucumber is kind of considered being a fruit. This was given to me as a gift. Could cholesterol be reversed if genetic? There's nothing wrong with cholesterol. There's nothing wrong with cholesterol, and there's no such thing as being genetic. It's less than 1% being hypercholesterolemia that they call it, but it doesn't really cause any oxidation. Oh, trust me, I'm there too. I used to get the Costco jars years ago, But usually I wash them like multiple times just because they end up using citric acid. But I really don't like the citric acid in them. Was for dinner. We're actually having, that's my first meal of the day. We're having well, we had 2 pieces of steak, 3 boiled eggs, and about 4 ounces of goat cheese. My mother is vegetarian, but she doesn't like whey protein. She thinks it's a chemical. Any suggestion apart from meat? Whey protein is chemically produced. I don't like anything processed. I'd rather be natural. If she doesn't eat protein, she's mostly vegetarian. Can she have like eggs or fish? Frank, go watch my latest video, please, if you get a chance. I just put it there on YouTube and on TikTok. And it's gonna give you like a full information on what product I was talking about. Okay, so she does eat dairy. If milk, yes, so dairy. So definitely you can have cheese. Imported cheeses will be the best. I did a video on neurokinase, like fully describing how much you need to take, anywhere between 12 to 16,000 milligrams. Nova, where's Duke? You guys wanna come in? Come in. Come in, stay here. Stay here, guys, with me. Here, come have a piece of cheese. Give me a second, guys. Duke, sit. I'll give you 1 piece only, okay? Be nice. Nova, come here. Nova, come here. Come here. Sit, both of you guys. Don't move. Let me show you guys what am I dealing with here. You guys stay. Don't move. Duke, you had. She's visiting. She's the lady I get eggs from. She's visiting. Duke, sit, please. Nova, stay. Don't move. Here. Stay. Duke, it's Nova's turn. Duke, you already had yours. Wait, Nova. Be nice. Duke, move. Duke. Duke, you're a big boy. Puts. Now. Duke, puts. Okay, she listens better than you, Duke. What's going on? Okay, hold on. Let me grab another piece. You guys are eating my food. Okay, wait. See, I got 2 pieces. This is your treat because you guys have been good. Okay? And I'm gonna put the phone here. Duke, back up. Go back. Duke, down. Down. Okay, sit. Don't move. Okay, wait. You get the big piece, Duke. Here you go, Nova. Good. Now go outside. Go outside. Come on, go. Let me finish my food. Go play. Come on, go. Duke. Go outside. At least they listen very well, actually, which is nice. Maurice, don't you have bears in the forest? We do have bears here, but it's too hot for them to come out. Her weight is 73 kilograms with height of 5'7". She does cardio. Do you think she needs 100 grams of protein? Or is it just bodybuilding Tropicana to buy more whey protein. I would never use whey protein. But yeah, an average person to actually maintain healthy muscle tissue at any age, I believe personally, at any age, if a person does not consume 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight, you can actually lose weight, and you're not going to be able to fulfill yourself correctly. The dog's love is rich and poor, tall and small, beautiful or ugly, sincere love. 100%. 100%. Cheers to that. Yeah, you can, if you go to my website, you can get the Cavadix and you get the 20% discount that I put out there. That's my practitioner code they gave me. Hey Cindy, how are you? How old are you? I'm curious. Yesterday when I woke up, I felt like I was in my late 30s. Today I woke up, I feel in my late 20s. So every day it varies. And that's what I tell myself. So today when I woke up, you know, it depends how I sleep and everything. I say, okay, I feel like I'm 33 years old and I will act like a 33 years old. If tomorrow I wake up and I feel like a 25 years old, I'm going to feel like a 25 years old. And that's what I'm going to tell my brain and train my brain. Age is just a number. Is leaving cheese at room temperature best? Oh, John, you have to try it. Seriously. Cut a nice piece. I like goat cheese or sheep cheese. If you cut a nice piece of cheese, like 4 ounces or so, and wrap it and leave it in room temperature for at least 10 to 12 hours, or leave it like sometimes 24 hours. I usually cut a piece and I would maybe eat like, to say, maybe 2-3 ounces from it, and I will still keep it outside at room temperature. So the more room temperature you leave it, the more the flavor of the cheese. And the thing is, and the nice thing about it is, you don't overeat cheeses, because sometimes you grab it from the fridge, you might not find it's that great. You eat more and more and more to feel satisfied, but if you actually eat it as room temperature, you actually feel fulfilled. I have unpasteurized cheap cheese. Cheers to that. 100%. Go for it. That would be my ultimate favorite. I want to feel like 22 even if I doubled it. Oh shoot. Duke! You ripped it! You ripped my screen door. Go. What's wrong with you today? Go outside. Outside now. I have to fix it 4 times every day. Come here, Duke. What's wrong with Duke today? He's acting weird. Outside, let's go. Let's go. Out. Haven't even finished my meal. Duke! Come here. Out. Nova, out. Both of you guys. Ripped my screen door. He's not supposed to go through it. Give me a second, guys. Get out. I have 2 leaky heart valves. Is there anything I can strengthen these? Yes, connect with me. We can talk about it. Look, there's no more food. Go. You already ate twice a day. Go. Let me do this. Give me a second, guys, please. Go. Let me do this. Give me a second, guys, please. Go sit outside a bit. Look, this is the first time you go through this door. What's wrong with you? You guys have water? Yeah, you have water. I'll play with you on the ball in a bit. So yeah, you guys can see that you can actually see the mountain today. We haven't been able to see the mountain behind me for almost like 5-6 days because of the smoke, so which is good. I'm not sure. I keep losing signal with the on YouTube. I hope you guys can hear me. But eating too much protein will increase blood creatinine and urea level. It does not nothing to do with the creatinine. Your urea level does increase, but it does not affect anything in the body at all. So it should be fine. Keep in mind the blood test that's for intended for sick people, not for healthy individuals. I have. How could you build there? Who built in wilderness? What do you mean? Who builds in the wilderness? I built it here. It's a beautiful place. Why wouldn't you want to live off grid? In a location where you can actually enjoy life. Okay, guys, I'll stay here for about 5 minutes because I'm gonna go play with these two guys behind me because they're making a mess. Duke, it's nice today because it's been hasn't been too hot. A research said a person can digest only 30 grams of protein per meal. So how would a person weighing around 180 pounds will have that much protein from 3 meals a day? The research is bullshit, by the way. I eat about 200 grams of protein a day. I only weigh about 150 pounds. Every meal I eat, every 1 pound of meat is equivalent to 100 grams of protein. My blood pressure is 110/67. Great job. I'm super happy for you. Did you guys see the floor that I did? Look, it looks really good actually. Everything's done here in a tiny place. I just gotta put I just have to put the wood stove, but I can't go buy the wood stove now, the stuff, because I have to wait for the because one of the small town is being evacuated because of the fire. So yeah, but the floor looked really good actually. I like it. And we got the table, so I just cleaned it all up. I just gotta do the framing. Does neurokinase have the same effect as the product you have 20% discount on? No, it's totally different. Totally different. A research, we've answered that. Thanks so much, Marie. Guys, go play. Where's the ball? I'll get it for you guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'll probably see if I can come back later on. You can see the clouds actually. You can see it. Actually, it looks really nice today. The signal every time I walk away from the door. I don't know why. But yesterday was very smoky. The past 6 days been. Not sure why sometimes I lose signal every time I move to a specific spot. That I put together, I built it last year. Maybe the glass of the door have metallic for possibly. I built the unit last year, but this year I finished the inside, finished the insulation, did the flooring, tried to kind of do as much as I could so I can get everything going correctly. So it should be not bad. Do you know someone who has a wood chipper? I would love to actually get my hands on one. I don't. You have to make friends with the bears. If you don't make friends with the bears, it's not gonna be good for you. But guys, I do have to get going. I'll see if I can come back maybe later if I could. If not, I'm sure we're gonna come back tomorrow and then we can kind of continue our chat. I just came on today a little bit early because I have a few things to finish. And before it's too late, I am, yes. In the meantime, you guys take care of yourselves and we'll definitely chat very soon. Cheers.